Well, we're heading into the weekend. Hello from downtown St. Louis. The clouds rolling in across the bi-state area tonight. That should end up keeping us quite a bit warmer than where we were this morning. Wow, look at these Friday morning low temperatures. With the snow on the ground and mainly clear skies overnight last night and, very little wind, we saw those temperatures really drop off, especially with that deeper snowpack north and northeast of St. Louis. We had 7 degrees in Edwardsville, 7 over in Trenton, Illinois, 9 down in Smithton, 9 out in Wentzville for that matter. 1 was the coldest we saw in our region. That was up at Litchfield. Tonight on the Illinois side, this is Worldwide Technology Raceway. Look at the Wonder Lights. Everything's all lit up, some music going on, and of course, the cars just kind of tootling through there on the tour tonight. Wonder Lights running for quite some time now at Worldwide Technology Raceway. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. What are we looking at this weekend? A lot of clouds, not much sunshine, but also limited rain and or snow chances. We should be in the upper 30s for highs here, and it doesn't really look like we're going below freezing as we go into Saturday night, Sunday morning. At this point, we don't really see a big travel concern for early Sunday because temperatures, A, aren't going to be that cold, and any amount of precip that falls mostly is liquid, and with temperatures just above freezing and the roads having some sunshine on them on Friday and being above freezing again on Saturday and not really getting all that cold, it doesn't look like there's an option here for a lot of slick spots. Some damp spots early on Sunday, but that's if we can even get it to rain, honestly. Another little surge of cold air will come in behind that system, then we'll warm up a bit as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday. As far as what's happening right now, we've seen those temperatures steady out. And to be honest with you, we have 28 forecasts for a low tonight, and you see the temperatures dropped into the 30s, and now we're back up to 40 in St. Louis. With the clouds rolling in, even though we do have a little front approaching from the north, with the clouds rolling in here tonight, even with snow on the ground, there's enough of a breeze out of the south that we probably are not going to get all that cold. We're certainly not going to be anywhere near where we were yesterday. We'll say upper 20s to lower 30s, but just know it may end up being warmer than this. I don't think any of us would really complain about that. As we get into your weekend here, clouds, definitely, lots of them. So limited sunshine here on Saturday. Sunday, it doesn't look like there's much, if any, sunshine. Both days, though, aren't all that warm, but they're warmer than what we've seen, earlier this week. We're talking 38 on Saturday, 38 on Sunday. So while still well below average, we'll take those numbers. All right, so on Sunday, really Saturday night from about midnight on, that's when our opportunity looks to present itself for getting some showers. Not during the day. So if you're running any errands on Saturday, if you're doing some shopping, if you're going to one of those craft fairs, you basically have a mostly cloudy to cloudy sky, and we're in the mid to upper 30s most of the day, dry. But as we head into Saturday night, this system that's developing out to our west, that energy is going to slide our way. We're in that northwest flow aloft. Fast-moving clipper comes swinging out and swings across the region. The forcing and the area where we would expect to see greater amounts of snow or maybe a mix of rain or snow or even perhaps far northern Missouri, a little bit of freezing rain in there, is all really focused to our north. We're just on the fringes of this area and on the fringes of what looks to be just regular rain. Okay, quickly moves through. By Sunday morning, I think we could have some damp roads on Sunday morning. Then we might see a few stray snow flurries heading into the afternoon and evening hours. We're not anticipating accumulating snow. So let's get in a little bit closer here. This is the future cast for specifically our St. Louis area, our region, where we can show you more specifically what we think is going to happen. The models have trended in this general direction. We haven't had to put on any adjustments here to what the models put out, and sometimes we do tweak it a little bit to make it more like what we're thinking. But you can see spinning across our northern counties here from midnight to about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, some rain. But also notice your temperature still right around or just above freezing, okay? And again, ground temperatures, road temperatures are going to come up some. So if there are any slick spots, it would be shady areas that don't get any sunshine, those kinds of roads. Or maybe the side of your house if the driveway never gets any sun. That still could be out of below freezing for surface temperature, and you could get a little glaze. If we get, some rain here, we're only talking about 2/300ths of an inch, certainly less than 1/10 of an inch. So it's doubtful this is going to have much of an impact at all. And it may not even get into the St. Louis area. Okay, the focus is still farther to our north. Now, once we get into the winds out of the north on Sunday afternoon, we start to see the temperatures dropping off, but it's a stiffer breeze out of the north, and we watch as that colder air starts spilling in. And again, the chance for at least some snow flurries south and southeast of St. Louis. We don't expect that to be a big problem either, especially since your temperatures aren't that cold and that doesn't last very long. So when we look at the potential for snowfall here, you see where it is. It's lining up. In fact, there's winter storm warnings in effect up here across the northern Iowa, southern portions of Minnesota border in that area where you see that darker shading. That's where they're going to get the heaviest snow. But you also see the potential snowfall is staying well to the north of St. Louis. So we just can't imagine accumulating snow or a wintry mix that's going to cause a problem. It looks like it's either rain or snow, and it doesn't look like there's much of either of it. And that means generally low impacts. And that's reflected in our 10-day forecast. I wish it was a warmer one, though, or at least a more average one. Pretty much outside of Tuesday and Wednesday, these numbers are all below average for us for this time of year. So upper 30s, there won't be a lot of precipitation this weekend. Yes, there is that chance for some rain showers after about 11 o'clock midnight north of St. Louis, Saturday night, going into Sunday morning. And then that pushes out, and then maybe a few rain and snow showers or snow showers off and on, or flurries or sprinkles, something along those lines. It just doesn't look like it's an impressive setup. And listen, we'll be watching it all weekend long. Okay? If something changes, I just don't see how we're going to be able to get it to change much. There's nothing that's getting me excited about this forecast. Of course, nothing at this point would get me excited about dropping to 15 degrees Monday morning and only being 31 Monday afternoon. I mean, that's below average even for our coldest day here in St. Louis. Back into the 40s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then after that, it's going to get chilly again, and we're in the 30s for highs going into next weekend. Next weekend could actually be colder than this weekend. But what we don't see out of the next 10 days, any big storm systems heading our way. So, I mean, that's in a way a plus, because either way, if we got big storm systems in the pattern that we're in right now, with this cold air around, or kind of trying to bring warm air in, it could cause some problems. So we'll let it be. Speaking of let it be, if you want to head over to Worldwide Technology Raceway, look at all those lights, just absolutely gorgeous. They are doing that. Winter Wonderland over at Tillis Park, the wild lights at the zoo, Missouri Botanical Garden with the Garden Glow. Lots going on this weekend. If you're shopping, going out with family, friends, holiday gatherings, please be safe and enjoy.